You know, I've been thinking about something lately. How many times have you replayed a conversation in your head over and over, wishing you'd said something different, done something different, been different? That thing you said 5 years ago that still makes you cringe at 3 in the morning. That person you hurt. That version of yourself you can't forgive. I've been there. I've said things I can't take back. Hurt people I loved. And for years, I carried that like it was proof I cared. But here's what changed everything. The person you were back then was doing the best they could. And the people who hurt you, same thing. I know what you're thinking. Easy to say, Keanu. You don't know what they did. You're right. I don't know your pain. But I do know this. That weight you're carrying, it's not punishing them. It's only punishing you. What I'm about to share isn't philosophy. This is about reclaiming your peace, your center, your ability to breathe without that knot in your chest. Let's begin. Most people think forgiveness is noble, like you're taking the high road. But that's not it. Forgiveness is freedom. Right now, you might be living in a prison. And here's the strange part. You built it. You're the prisoner and the guard. Think about that person who wronged you. That moment that still stings. What happens in your body right now? Your chest tightens. Your jaw clenches. That's not them doing it anymore. That's you. They moved on. They're not thinking about it. But you're still there, still replaying it. Resentment is like drinking poison and expecting them to die. You know what the invisible prison is? It's believing that if you hold the anger long enough, somehow the past will change. But the past doesn't negotiate. It doesn't respond to your guilt. The only thing that changes is you, right now. And that's good news, because if you built the prison, you can walk out. But first, you need to understand why you're holding on. Years ago, I was carrying guilt about my past, things I'd done, ways I'd failed. I didn't realize how heavy it got. Imagine walking through life with a backpack. Every time something goes wrong, you put a stone in it. One stone doesn't feel like much, but then another and another. Soon you're bent over from the weight. You forgot what standing straight feels like. That's unforgiveness. Let me tell you what those stones are. The first is the story you tell yourself. I'm the person who messes things up. I'm not worthy because of what I did. They're terrible and deserve my hatred. These stories become your identity. The second stone is the illusion of control. Holding resentment tricks your brain. Like staying angry keeps you safe. But here's what happens. You guard against old wounds so much, you can't show up for new life. The third stone is believing suffering equals caring. If we stop punishing ourselves, it means we didn't care. Like pain is proof we're good. But guilt is just an echo of a lesson you haven't learned. Once you understand, the echo fades. Tell me quietly in the comments, what's one stone you've been carrying that nobody knows about? Those stones aren't making you better. They're not keeping you safe. They're just heavy. You can put them down. Here's what changed my perspective. When someone lashes out, it's almost never about you. Think about the last time you snapped at someone. Were you angry at them? Or tired? Stressed? Carrying something from earlier? Most times we hurt others, we're overflowing with our own pain, like a cup too full. One more drop and it spills. The person closest gets splashed. But it was never about them. What you see in others is often what's happening inside them. Someone constantly critical, they're battling their own critic. Someone who can't be vulnerable, they learned. Vulnerability means danger. Someone who hurt you, they're carrying wounds from before you. Does this excuse the behavior? No. Do you have to keep them in your life? No. But it changes how you carry it. I had this experience once. Someone on set was difficult, defensive, always on edge. I took it personally. Then I learned their story, the pain, the fear. Suddenly I saw them different, not a villain, just another human stumbling through confusion. I didn't have to be friends with them, but I could stop carrying their behavior. When you understand people act from their own pain, forgiveness becomes less about them. It's about you refusing to let their suffering become yours. That's the shift. And once you see this in others, you start seeing it in yourself. How much time have you spent trying to rewrite history? If only I'd said this, if only they'd been different. I've spent hours playing director with my memories, editing scenes already finished. The past is a ghost. It only exists in your mind now. The actual moment dissolved the second it happened. You're not fighting the past, you're fighting your story about it, your resistance to what is. And that resistance keeps the wound fresh. If you cut your hand, what heals it? Not picking at it, not reopening it daily. You clean it, let it be, let your body heal. But with emotional wounds, we pick constantly. We rehearse them, build identities around them. I'm someone who was betrayed. I'm someone who can't be trusted. Every time you replay that story, you reopen the wound. Your brain can't tell the difference between a real threat and imagined. When you replay painful memories, your body responds like it's happening now. Cortisol spikes, heart races, fight or flight, over a memory, over something that doesn't exist except in your mind. So you stop arguing with what happened, stop negotiating with ghosts. You acknowledge, yes, that happened. It was painful. It's over. Not because you're weak, because you deserve the present. The present is the only place peace exists. Right now, as you listen to this, you're okay. You're breathing. You're alive. That's not nothing. That's everything. Most people think forgiveness means going back to how things were, but that's not it. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, pretending it didn't hurt, letting them back in, saying it's okay, or becoming a doormat. Forgiveness means this: I'm no longer willing to carry this weight. That's it. Not about them, about you. This happened. It hurt. I'm choosing to stop letting it control my present. You can forgive and still have boundaries. Forgive and never speak again. Forgive and acknowledge it was wrong. Forgiveness is an inside job. It happens in your heart. I had someone who didn't show up for me. For years, I held on, kept waiting for an apology, for them to make it right. They never did. I realized I was giving them power over my peace, saying I can't be okay until you make this okay. My inner peace depended on someone who might never change. That's when it clicked. Forgiveness isn't about whether they deserve it. It's whether you deserve to be free. Once I stopped needing them to change, something shifted. I could see them clearly. Not a villain, not someone who owed me, just a flawed human doing their best with what they had. Did they hurt me? Yes. Do I keep them in my life? No. Do I carry bitterness? Also no. That's forgiveness. Not reconciliation, release. Not forgetting, freedom. Most of us eventually forgive others, but ourselves? That's the real fight. We hold impossible standards. We expect past versions to have known what we learned from the mistakes. Imagine you're 30 now. You're judging your 20-year-old self for not having 30-year-old wisdom. That's insane, but we do it constantly. We stand in the present with everything we learned, judging the person who didn't know yet. Here's what changed my life. At every moment, you were doing the best you could with what you had. You weren't failing, you were learning. You weren't stupid, you were human. Self-forgiveness starts with compassion for that earlier you. That 20-year-old didn't know what you know now. That version who made the terrible decision didn't have your perspective. That you who hurt someone, probably hurting too. Self-forgiveness isn't excusing behavior, it's understanding context. Yes, I did that. It was wrong. I was operating from confusion, pain, fear. Then you ask, what did I learn? If you learned, if you grew, if you're not that person anymore, the experience served its purpose. It taught you, changed you, made you who you are. And that person now is worthy of forgiveness, not because you're perfect, because you're evolving. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall. You don't shame them. You encourage them, help them up, celebrate their courage. Why do we treat ourselves different? Why more compassion for strangers' mistakes than our own? We were taught self-criticism keeps us in line, that guilt makes us good. But that's not true. Learning makes you better, growing, evolving. You can't do that while beating yourself up. If you're ready to forgive yourself, type "I forgive me" in the comments. There's this voice, shows up at 3 a.m., reminds you of every embarrassing thing you've done, tells you you're not good enough, not worthy, not forgivable. That voice sounds like you, but it's not. It's things people said, messages you absorbed, fears you inherited, and it's been on autopilot so long you think it's protecting you. That voice isn't your friend. It's keeping you stuck. For years I believed everything it said, every criticism, every judgment. I thought if I let it beat me up, I'd become better. All it did was make me miserable. Then I learned something simple but powerful. Name the voice. Give it a character. Separate it from yourself. Some call it the critic. Some give it a personality. An angry coach. A disappointed parent. Once you name it, you can talk back. When it says you're a failure, you say thanks for sharing. But that's not true. When it says everyone hates you, you say that's fear talking, not reality. You're not ignoring it, just not letting it run the show. That critical voice usually has good intentions, trying to protect you from mistakes, hurt, rejection, but using outdated strategies, like a security system from the 70s in a modern house, doing its job, but the threats changed. So instead of fighting it, you acknowledge, I hear you. I know you're trying to protect me, but I've got this. Then replace it with truth. Instead of I'm an idiot for that mistake, try I'm someone who learns from experience. Instead of I always mess things up, try I've overcome before and can again. Instead of I don't deserve forgiveness, try I'm human and humans deserve compassion. This isn't toxic positivity. This is being fair to yourself. You wouldn't talk to your best friend this way. Why is it okay for you? You've been through enough, carried enough, suffered enough. You deserve the kindness you'd give anyone else. There's a saying, hurt people. Pain reproduces itself. Your parent was hard on you because their parent was hard on them. Your ex couldn't show vulnerability because they learned it means weakness. You struggle with worth because someone made you feel unworthy. This is the chain, the cycle, the pattern repeating until someone breaks it. When you choose forgiveness of yourself, of others, you're not just healing you, you're healing everyone after you. If you carry bitterness, it seeps into everything. Relationships, parenting, friendships, work. You become the person who can't trust, can't love fully, can't let people in. Then people around you learn that, pass it on. But when you break the chain, when you say this ends with me, everything changes. You show forgiveness is possible, healing is possible. You don't have to carry your ancestors' pain forever. Are you ready to break the chain? What energy are you putting into the world? Passing along hurt you received or transforming it? That's the choice. every day. You can be the link continuing pain, or the break where everything shifts. Breaking generational patterns is the hardest work you'll do. It means feeling what you avoided, sitting with discomfort, being different from everyone around you. Sometimes that's lonely, but the pain of growth is temporary. The pain of staying stuck is permanent. You can keep carrying stones, replaying stories, letting the past control you, or put them down, right here, right now. Not because it's easy, because you deserve freedom. When you truly commit to real forgiveness, something miraculous happens. You stop living in reaction to your past. Start living aligned with your values. Stop waiting for others to change. Start changing yourself. Stop asking, why did this happen? Start asking, what can I learn? That's when peace comes. Not because circumstances changed, because you changed your relationship to them. What would your life look like if you put down that weight? Forgave yourself completely? Forgave everyone? Not because they deserve it, because you deserve to be free. What becomes possible? Who do you become? Here we are, 50 minutes later. If you're still here, you're serious. You're done with the wait. You're ready to be free. That's the hardest part, deciding you're ready. Forgiveness isn't one time, it's practice. Some days you'll feel light, free, at peace. Other days, the old story creeps back, resentment knocks. That's okay. You keep choosing. Every day, every moment, I forgive, I let go, I am free. Until one day it's not a choice, it's who you are. Someone who doesn't carry the past, someone who doesn't let others' pain become theirs, someone finally truly free. Everything we covered is foundational, how you reclaim peace. But there's something we haven't talked about. What happens when you've forgiven, let go, but someone does it again? When the world keeps testing you, people pushing your buttons, how do you stay peaceful when life throws chaos? That's the next video, how to never get angry or bothered by anyone. Forgiveness is step one. True emotional freedom, that's building an unshakable foundation nothing can touch. I'm showing you the exact framework I use, the one that lets me stay centered when everything's falling apart. Not about suppressing emotions, not pretending nothing bothers you, about understanding your mind and using that knowledge to stay free. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications. When that drops, you'll want to watch immediately. This is the deep work. We're just getting started. Until next time, be kind to yourself. You deserve it. Peace.